Hi beautiful souls, welcome back to my channel. I'm Princess Leah 888 and this is Tea and Tarot Tuesday, our March all signs reading for Pisces, Aries, and Taurus. I hope you can hear me okay. I'm going to try to project a little bit because I know my microphone doesn't really pick up too much of volume, but have our Palo Santo lit, cleansing, clearing the energy. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Make sure you hit this like button on your way in or out if you feel called to do so. Also subscribe to my Vibe Tribe if you would like. My mission here is to do the best I can to be a part of healing the heart of the divine masculine and the sacred feminine through conscious love. I am a lifelong student of conscious love, learning and understanding what love is, what love is not, and who we are, which is love, and what we need, which is love, and what heals, which is love. God is love. The God, gracious, omnipresent, divine is what I like to call it. You may call it divine source, Jah, Allah, but it's all here in the name of conscious love. We are learning. We're here, fam. If you are here, fam, even if you don't necessarily know where here is, fam, it's okay. I have a channeled song before I get into the messages for the divine, feminine, masculine, and messages from spirit for these signs today, the first part for March. This is a song that I was just listening to, and it is moving through my body. It is Ordinary People by John Legend, if you know that song. We're just ordinary people. We don't know which way to go, 'cause we're ordinary people. Maybe we should take it slow. Take it slow. This is the message that is coming through. If you don't know me, if you're new to my channel, I am an intuitive artist as well as channeling messages through song, through dance, through word, and through tarot. I had to share that because if you want to listen to that whole song, I contemplated giving you a whole concert tonight to share that song because it feels just so, all the lyrics, maybe you want to look up the lyrics of the song, but I want to just recite some of these songs because right now we are in a very, very thick energy, a very, very intense void energy as we are clearing out from last week's eclipse, lunar eclipse in Aquarius, as well as the Chinese New Year that completed the year of the snake and are entering in now the year of the fire horse. But we are not being asked to move as quickly as a fire horse might want to. We're being asked in this void, in this space of the death and the birth, the ending and the beginning, because all of this year is what this is about, is a completion and a new beginning. And however that might look for you and all of us is going to be different. How we navigate this journey is going to be different. But what Spirit is asking all of us right now is to take it slow, slow. Because we're ordinary people. We don't know which way to go. And right now we have a Pisces, Mercury retrograde in Pisces that is beginning in in a couple of days. So we're in the intense energies of the eclipse hangover, as well as Saturn now officially in Aries after 30 years, Neptune officially in Aries after 160 some years, and now we have Mercury in retrograde, which we all know Mercury in the microwave means to take it slow. Mercury is the messenger, the planet of transportation, the messenger of the gods, being able to communicate in Pisces, Pisces being the most intuitive of the signs, intuitively guided and emotionally guided by its emotions. And so to communicate with the gods, with the gracious, omnipresent divine, with the Most High, with your highest self, right now in this Pisces Mercury retrograde is so important. We're going to be asked. Pisces is the dreamer as well. And so if you are, that's why we're going to start with Pisces tonight, because we're all in the collective with the sun in Pisces. So we're all feeling this Pisces energy. And which means regardless of where Pisces is in your chart, we also are, you're going to be feeling it. We're also in the North Node has been in Pisces since January 11th of last year. And we'll still be there for a few more months until the summer. And this is a very, very intense, a very, very beautiful, but very, very crucial turning point in our lives. This is literally the end of an entire era and moving into brand new, brand new, everything, new body, new cell, your cellular DNA, who you once were is no longer recognizable. All the things that you used to attach onto, the shadow aspect of Pisces can be also the spiritual bypasser, the escapist. If you don't want to look at the shadows, if you don't want to let yourself feel, if you don't want to listen to the gods' messages, then the Pisces shadow aspect can be to numb, to escape, addictions. And in this space, after releasing all of that we've been releasing in the year of the snake last year, we don't have any room to escape anymore. The masks are coming off of you, of me, of all of us. And there's nowhere to hide anymore. There's no more place to run. And this is not to scare you. This is to empower us. Because yes, when we take the mask off, it ain't pretty. And I'm going through my own shedding and recognizing how unpretty taking my mask off is. And how hard it is to come into this humility of self-discovery of the parts of me that I have been hiding and stuffing down and neglecting and abandoning. Out of fear of being neglected and abandonment, out of trauma from being neglected and abandoned. And now I get to choose to call back myself, to call back and come back into alignment. That's what the North Node in Pisces has been also teaching us this last year. The 111 portal. Saying the path is now wide open for us to come into our highest, truest, authentic self. Our truest, authentic self. Not the highest yet. You have to first, and this is my humbling message that I'm realizing now, is in order to get where I want to go, I have to accept, I have to admit, I have to acknowledge and accept where I am now. And I have to find a way to hold space with grace, gracious, loving kindness, with radical acceptance and forgiveness for myself, for the way that I have been showing up in this world, for the way that I have been performing with this mask, for the way that I have not been my true, authentic, aligned self all the time, for the people that I have hurt, for the bridges that I have burned, for the mistakes that I have made, for the imperfections that I have within myself, that I have judged and criticized and shamed, and I blamed and resented others for what happened, and how hard that's that Pisces shadow. I'm a Pisces stellium, and I actually was born in a Mercury retrograde in Pisces, so I have my Mercury is in Pisces. So this is a moment for me that is extremely reflective, that extremely needs to pause. And everything in my life is telling me that. And if I don't listen, which I wasn't listening, my body shuts down. Your body will shut down. You'll start seeing and having all these symptoms to the point where you have no choice but to slow down and take it slow. You have no choice but to go within, because all your vices are no longer vicing. All of the people and the places and the things and the addictions and the attachments aren't serving you, and they're being divinely intervened. So I can already feel the energy. I can already feel myself moving all this energy, because it is a very vulnerable place for me to sit here and admit just how flawed and imperfect I've been showing up, and how much I have been hiding it, and how much I have been shaming it, and how much I've been blaming other people for it instead of taking accountability until now. Because life can't happen. Life cannot continue in this way. And if you feel that has been the way for you too, that's not because you're going crazy, beloved. It's not because there's something wrong with you, beloved. It's because the false egoic identity, the ego is the false attached identity of that you have created, the form version of that you have created to believe that you need to be in order to be accepted, in order to survive. Maybe you thought, I know I did, like this, hit that like button if you resonate, but maybe you have been taught, or maybe you believed a false agreement, a disempowering agreement at a young age or any age that made you believe that who you are is not worthy or acceptable or lovable. So what you learn, what the ego then taught, what the ego then did was formed this person, this identity, this mask. And it's not to say all of it is false, but a lot of it was created to be protective, to protect you. It was like an armor when you're going into war. And it's like you put this armor on every day to protect yourself from any kind of incoming war or battle that might threaten your survival. And maybe you have learned to abandon yourself. in order to survive. And this is hard shit to admit. This is not the pretty space that we show first. This is not what we put on our dating apps. This is the part of us that when no one is watching, that when no one can hear what's in your head, what are you saying to yourself? And I realize I've been really ugly to myself. And it's projected onto the people that I love. And for that, whether you're listening or not, beloveds, please know that I'm truly, sincerely, authentically, deeply, eternally sorry. To myself, too. I had to write a letter to my inner child to apologize for having abandoned her when she was abandoned, believing that she had to change everything she was in order to be acceptable. And now I'm reclaiming her. Now I'm readopting her. Now I'm hearing her because she cried so loud that I couldn't hear it. I couldn't not hear it. I couldn't run from it anymore. And maybe that's where you have been, or maybe that's where you are, and maybe that's what March might be helping us move through. So, Pisces, Divine Feminine, if this is you, if this is where you're at, hit that like button if you feel. Otherwise, just sit and enjoy and listen. And if anything resonates, great. If it does not resonate, that's okay. This may not, this will reach who it needs to reach. This will reach who it needs to reach. You might be taking a break from life. I am off all social media for right now. For Lent, I didn't realize it was going to be for Lent, but it ended up being for Lent because it was right on time. If you do Lent, you don't have to. Maybe you just need a social media break right now. Maybe you just need something, a break from whatever vices, whatever, is the, like Pisces, the escape. Whatever it is that you've been using to numb or escape. You don't have to do it for Lent if you're not religious and don't really want to do that practice. But right now, Divine Feminine Pisces, we have the Crone of Pentacles. You are reflecting. You are coming in. You are looking at from the wisdom, from the space of wisdom. The abundance that is in your life. I'm hearing sometimes you have to lose everything to gain everything. And the Knight of Swords and the Ace of Swords is saying in the month of March, Pisces, the conversations that you need to have with yourself, the conversations that you need to have to clear the clarity that you're coming into, the trust in the divine interventions. And this can be from the healing of your inner child. The conversations you need to have, the clarity that you're having with your inner child, or maybe your child, recognizing how you have had to deceive yourself, maybe even in the night, and now you're taking back what's yours. leaving the rest behind, coming into this judgment, this transformation. There's that snake standing up for your rights. There's Angela Davis with this eclipse energy in divine love, renewing, restoring, reconciling this love within you so that you can receive. You see the cup overflow with this is gracious, omnipresent, divine love pouring into your cup, overflowing so that you have enough of love to pour into a healthy partnership. But first, the only way you can get there is to be honest, is to communicate honestly and openly. Even the parts of you that you want to hide, even the parts of you that you want to ignore, even the parts of you that you have been neglecting, even the parts of you that you have abandoned. You may not be able to communicate to everyone that you want to communicate these to. I'm hearing for some people it might be the 12-step program. You know, you have to say your apologies or and reconnect with those you have hurt. But for others, it might be that you know, if you've gone through a separation or a breakup, or you feel like you've been casted out, or if you have been exiled, you may not be able to communicate with those same people again. You may not be able to communicate the same way. You may have to learn to apologize and forgive without ever being able to speak the apology to the person. I'm hearing someone who has passed. You may not be able to receive their apology, but you can still forgive. You may not be able to give an apology, but you can still forgive. I'm hearing also if it's a breakup and you just don't want to continue, you don't want to have that conversation or you don't want to talk to that person again, but you can still forgive and you can still apologize without the conversation. That's only for a very small few, if that makes sense, because I saw the Five of Pentacles under that. I'm also hearing forgive your past, forgive the humble beginnings, forgive the parts of your past that this is a radical acceptance. A Buddhist practice of loving kindness is radical acceptance, forgiving what happened, even if it's hard to forgive the person, to forgive what happened, to accept what happened. That doesn't make it okay. It doesn't mean that the person or thing that hurt you is off the hook. But it means that you are releasing yourself from that tie so that you can heal, so that you can grow, so that you can move forward. So that you, because I'm hearing resentment and blame are cutting us off from really fully being able to love and heal. So the Divine Masculine, we have the Chariot here for you, Divine Masculine Pisces. I will timestamp, which I just realized I forgot to do Pisces timestamp. I think it started at like 20 minutes. That was a long intro, but that was also a collective downloaded message and channeled message and personal message as well. Pisces, Divine Masculine, you have the Four of Wands as your strongest energy coming out. And the Two of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So Divine Masculine Pisces, Again, sun, moon, rising, stellium, but it also doesn't matter because we're all in this Pisces collective as well as Pisces North Node. So it's all within us, and we all have that masculine, feminine energy within us, so regardless of gender. But divine masculine Pisces, you are coming into the strong month of March of celebration, of union, opening up these gates. I'm hearing 1111 gates to heaven. Once you make a choice, a decision, once you choose faith over fear, not comfort, not ease, but faith over fear. And you communicate fully, healthily, honestly. So it's interesting that we have this Mercury retrograde in Pisces is going to be throughout the majority of April or of March. And then Pisces is going to go, I think, yeah, Pisces is extended in, or Mercury is extended in Pisces for like 60 days. Now, don't quote me on the exact days. I just be listening to my astrologer forecast, my astrology forecast, okay? I'm the enthusiast, not the expert. But I do know that we are going to have a very extended Mercury in Pisces, which means we're going to have a very extended intuitive, emotional, communicative, and these again are conversations with your higher self. You might be having conversations with someone's higher self. You might be having conversations with your soul to someone else's soul. You might be having conversations with your guides, your earth angels, someone who has transitioned into heaven, out of this earth, into the spirit realm. That's why divine masculine, it's very important that you walk in this space of faith, because right now you may not see the strongest energy for March for you, divine masculine, is this harmonious union, but you may not see it. I'm hearing the merging of the divine feminine and masculine are occurring in March, but it's going to be more spiritual. It's going to be more intuitive. And that's why you're going to be asked to really, truly test your faith. Your faith is going to be tested. Faith is believing in something so much that you don't need to see it to believe it. And in that space, don't block your heart off as you are learning to trust your own intuition, your own guidance, your own faith. That'll give you the chance to communicate what you need to communicate. I'm hearing also be honest with yourself first. And you might see me moving around and doing this and that because I am, again, regulating this nervous system and channeling messages are a combo for a very sweaty gal. Divine masculine Pisces, the Two of Pentacles is also saying, learn what you don't see is that you're going to be learning to balance. We had the 222 portal just the other day, and that is the number of divine alignment. Whatever is not in alignment is being released. And that doesn't necessarily mean just because you are, I'm hearing for those, if you are taking a step back from work, from a relationship, to go within. You're taking a step back to go within, not to end the relationship, But what's ending that's not that's out of alignment is ending. The relationship doesn't have to end. And I'm hearing for those who like me, like I have, get scared, right? If you're like, oh, things are uncertain, I can't quite see. This is where you're being tested to walk in faith, truly, to balance your emotions, to harmonize with your soul, with your intuition, to regulate your nervous system so that you can come into this union, if you are seeing this as a union with a divine counterpart external to you. But if you're seeing it as union within, this is the balance. It's gonna take work. I'm hearing you are working through the toxic cycles, the third party cycles, interferences. And third party interferences aren't necessarily people, but sometimes they are. And they can also be toxic addictions, codependencies. Again, the Pisces shadow side runs to vices and escapism because it doesn't want to do the work. But if you, Pisces divine masculine, do the work, burn away all that is holding you back from this divine union, when you shift your perspective, when you learn, when you see, I'm hearing when you shift your perspective and you look at things from a different way. Maybe you've been looking at things from one particular way. Maybe it's been a way of, you've been looking at it from the lens of blame and shame and guilt and doubt and fear. And that's just been causing insecurities and projection and rejection and. It's been causing all this. That is also third party interference in a connection. Your own trauma. Maybe you have been juggling too much. And that's why it's time to reflect. Go within. Let the energy of the Mercury retrograde honor this space with grace and compassion. When you look at yourself from a different angle, you might discover things that are not pretty. When you take off the mask of what has been false and out of alignment with your true authentic self, it's gonna get ugly. It ain't pretty. And you may want to go within and you may want to hide from everyone because you don't want to show anybody this bad and ugly part of you. But I'm hearing divine masculine Pisces to have grace for yourself, be gentle with yourself, loving compassion, tender, loving, compassionate kindness and care for yourself. Because it can be really easy to start to blame yourself when you realize, wow, I have not only just been the victim, I've also been the villain. I've been carrying this weight, this burden of all this anger or resentment or hurt that it's caused me to hurt others. But this judgment, just like the divine feminine coming out with judgment, this is judgment day. This is the phoenix rising. This is the death of the phoenix as it's ended its cycle, as it is. I'm hearing when relationships transform. Okay? I'm hearing when you're going through hard times in relationships, it's so easy the first argument or when it's hard or when it's uncomfortable or when you start seeing the mask come off of your partner and then you start seeing the mask come off of you and you want to run and you want to hide. It's easy to immediately say, to be safe, to protect myself, let's break up. Space is okay, but to run to let's break up, that's where the ego and the traumatized, wounded self wants to protect out of fear of rejection, out of fear of being hurt. Now, of course, you can use your discernment. We all have free will. But what I didn't see here, Divine Masculine, is where's that hangman? When you go in and reflects, I don't even know. Oh, it's in my hand. See, look at this. Where are my glasses? They're on your face. You know, you might be realizing that. Where you've been looking and looking and looking for something and it's in your hand all along. The power I'm hearing was within you all along. The healing is within your hands all along. All you have to do is shift your perspective with grace, with gentleness, with kindness, with forgiveness for yourself first and others. It's easier said than done. But when you do that, look what came out. The Ten of Cups. Your happily ever after. You are deserving of everything that you wish for, everything that your soul has desired, because that wish has been put onto you because it is yours. When you shift your perspective of I am worthy of and deserving of receiving all of life's blessings, beauties, and benefits, of having this happily ever after, of loving the person that I have loved my whole life, that's when justice balances itself out. You are doing the work. You are coming into this judgment moment in March. If you haven't already, judgment moment is supporting you through March if you have already been going through this. But this reflection, realizing that parts of, let me finish my thought now. Thank you, I'm going all the way around. Spirit's like, go back to the relationship part. When the relationship, how people evolve together in a relationship, in a marriage, for instance, when you commit yourself to another, what happens is you don't stay the same with that person because that's just not possible. You guys cannot stay the same. We are evolutionary, cognitively developing human beings, and it's a beautiful thing we have for ourselves. So we move, we shift, we expand with our partners, which means the parts of us that are expanding have to die to the parts of us that are no longer fit for our new soul contract, our new life, our new chapter. And your partner does the same, and you guys have to hold space for each other in order to come into this union, to stay in this union. And that's what's balancing, is allowing. That's what's happening right now. If you are in a divine relationship, divine counterpart, is that the space you are in is not the space of necessarily heartbreak, but yes, it may be painful because we're cutting out the toxic patterns. We're dying to the parts of us that have been sabotaging our relationships, the parts of us that has been neglecting and abandoning ourselves and blocking our blessings. That's what is transforming. That's what is coming into equilibrium and balance. That's what's being justified. And only you and God and your partner are here to judge. I'm hearing, or here to not even judge. Only God is here to judge is what I'm hearing. But what I'm hearing even more so is God don't judge. But only you and your partner and God are in this connection and can only be the ones to participate in this connection. So anything external, whether that's gossip, other people's opinions, other people's pain, other people's projections, that's going to. You have to allow yourself and your partner in this transformation of this partnership. I'm hearing the death of the relationship is not the end of the relationship. What's dying in the relationship is the bad habits, the toxic patterns, the cycles, generational cycles of abuse and addiction and trauma is ending. That's what's ending in this relationship, not necessarily the relationship in and of itself. That's why it is so important, first and foremost, for this month of March, Divine Masculine, to walk by faith and not by what you see right now. Okay, I really hope that helps. Now let's see what Spirit has to say for the masculine, for the Pisces collective, for the entire Pisces collective. That was a really, really intense, beautiful, powerful message. And, woo, I need to take a sip of, this is some delicious blueberry lemonade mixed with a little Topo Chico sparkling water. It's like a little soda. I wasn't really feeling tea tonight, even though I know this is tea and tarot, so that's my tea. But this is the tea of the energy, for sure. This is definitely some tea, ain't it though? I know. That's what I'm saying. Anyway. Thank you, Spirit. What are the messages for Pisces Collective for the month of March? The King of Cups. Balancing your emotions, maturing your emotions, stepping into emotional intelligence, emotional maturity. And I'm hearing with this as well as the balance. You see the heart, the throat, and the solar plexus chakras. You have the heart, the throat, the solar plexus chakras. That is the heart, your balance of your higher self, your spirit self, non-physical, and your physical self, as well as the balance of opening your heart to unconditional, conscious divine love, forgiveness, acceptance. Your throat chakra speaking your truth, expressing your truth, being impeccable with your word, and your solar plexus, trusting in your intuition, trusting your gut guidance, trusting your worth. And these, even when you are up to your waist in emotions, staying emotionally, I'm hearing intelligent, emotionally mature. Even if you are indecisive, you see he's holding 2 cups, maybe you might be holding 2 cups, undecided, unsure, but you're looking at one, still holding another. So maybe you are feeling this month, Pisces, that you are still holding on to a cup. And you're not letting it go. We have a full moon behind this King of Cups. We have the full moon in Virgo next week. So trusting your heart, trusting your solar plexus, trusting your throat. But I'm hearing Mercury retrograde, you really don't want to make long-term big decisions during a Mercury retrograde, because this is the space of reflection, the space of recovery, the space of reconsideration, the space of reconciliation. the space where you're looking at all of the options. You're looking at all of the assets. You're looking at all of the things, yourself, everything, so that you can make your most educated decision, most mature decision at the end. And this is the Seven of Wands, which is standing in your truth, knowing what your truth is, and exploring, allowing yourself to look at all of the explorations with curiosity, an innocent curiosity, the way that a child would. I'm hearing even tapping back into the curiosities of exploration and adventure that you had as a child. Because this journey has been a long journey with the Knight of Crystals. It's the slowest knight in the deck, and we've had the Knight of Swords coming out a couple of times. But the Knight of Pentacles is an earth sign. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I give this one gives me Taurus energy, because the Taurus is the tortoise, the slow and steady, the one that takes forever to say yes, the one that takes forever to decide, the one that takes forever and looks at all of its options, that's trying to weigh out everything. Why? Because once that Taurus makes a decision, it is locked in for life. I'm a Taurus moon, so my emotions, it takes forever for my emotions to lock in, to commit. But when they do, it's for life. So you might be feeling that. There's that full moon too. You might have Taurus in your, you might be a Taurus moon as well. But this upcoming full moon in Virgo, which again, like I said, that earth sign, you might be feeling that way. And you might be recognizing, where can I wait, learning more about where you are leaning, where you are running, where you are ignoring, where are you bypassing, and how you can really look into all that and observe with this Page of Swords. Observe where you are mentally stuck, mentally holding yourself back from moving into this new portal. So have compassion with yourself. The Queen of Cups. Be gentle and compassionate and nurture your body, nurture your soul, nurture your inner child. And keep working. Keep doing the work. Keep doing the work. Keep doing the work. My favorite quote that my therapist is reminding me, even though she only said it once, so I'm reminding myself, because it is so helpful to remember that we are breaking generational patterns, generational cycles of trauma. And this is the work, and it will pay off with this Ace of Crystals. Okay, you are protected. The goddess Isis is showing up in the chat here, in the cards here, saying that you are protected during this battle of the mind and the heart, of the past and the future, of the old and the new. You are protected. So observe, don't absorb, is what I'm hearing, Pisces. Because you can get it's real easy for a Pisces to absorb, being such a water, intuitive, emotional sign. Don't get absorbed into all of this chaos, confusion. Don't get absorbed into the spirals. It's easy to do so. I know. I'm the first one to tell you. Write a book about the spirals. But what you are doing is you are activating purpose right now, Pisces. You are activating your purpose, okay? I've only been on Pisces tonight, and we're already at almost an hour. I did not realize that. That's ridiculous. So Aries, Taurus, I'm sorry, I'm not going to give you as much love. But Pisces collective is all of us right now. So this is a message for everyone. So if that is resonating with you, hit that like button if you feel called to. If you are not already a part of my vibe tribe, feel free. As we're a small and mighty collective, just trying to get through each day, healing the heart of the divine masculine and the sacred feminine through conscious love. So let me get my timestamp here for Aries. Dang, Aries. Divine feminine, we have the Crone of Swords here at the bottom of the deck for you for March. Another eclipse energy too. The lunar eclipse the full moon in Virgo is going to be an eclipse, another solar eclipse or lunar eclipse. I'm sorry. I never know the differences, though. It's an eclipse right now, so I'll let you. You could look that up if you want to know the actualities. But the Crone of Swords with this beautiful Ace of Cups, Aries, divine feminine. My Ram gang out there. We have the Crone of Swords with this final decision. What are you deciding in March? What are you allowing? I'm hearing, what are you no longer allowing to eclipse over your life? And what are you instead choosing to eclipse in? That's a good question. What you don't see is it's going to be this divine, beautiful, conscious love. What you are choosing to allow, Aries, to eclipse in instead of all of the shadows and doubts and fears eclipsing over this love, you are choosing to let love eclipse those shadows and fears and doubts out. Why? Because you are allowing the divine love. I'm hearing you're allowing your cup to be overflowed with source energy, with source. You are filling your cup back up by loving yourself, learning to love yourself, Aries, learning to accept yourself. You see these lotus flowers. Lotus flowers grow from mucky, murky, muddy waters. You are becoming the lotus flower. Why? Because you're letting source, divine, gracious, omnipresent, divine, God, Jah, Allah, however you want to call it, pour into you, and your cup overflows with its love. And now it overflows, being able to then flow into the cups of not only your soul tribe, soul sisters, but also a soul partner, counterpartner, in a healthy, balanced, and matured way, because it is coming directly from source. And I'm seeing the number 777, so maybe that divine alignment, that number might be a significant number for you. But this is a divine alignment because of this beautiful divine reconciliation, renewal of your spirit. Aries, divine feminine, is very beautiful. And then you have the Queen of Swords under that, cutting through the discernment, with discernment, your head and your heart, understanding, allowing the balance of your head and your heart, and coming out of, I'm hearing cutting through, cutting out of the lack, scarcity, poverty, unworthy, abandoned, neglected mentality, and shifting into the Chariot, shifting into trusting in divine timing, trusting when it's time to move, trusting that you are out of this world and you are ready to move out of this world because the wheel of fortune is moving in your favor. Everything that is already planned and divinely orchestrated for you, Aries Divine Feminine, is already on its way to, it's already here. You are just learning how to align, right? Shift out of this, I'm hearing sorrow and again, blame and sadness and neglect and lack, and shifting into abundance, shifting into divine love, shifting into your soul tribe, your soul mates, your soul partners. Shifting into alignment with the right people, the right energies, and the right resources that will enable you to succeed. When you trust in the timing, when it's time to go. Trust me, this fire horse has got your name on it, all over it, Aries gang gang. Okay? I'm an Aries up in here if you can't tell. You can't tell because I haven't told you yet, but maybe you could tell. But all my Aries ram, you want to move so fast. And I know it's so uncomfortable when you want to just get there, hurry up and get there, hurry up and wait. Build that Rome yesterday. Let's get married tomorrow. I love you. But Aries, we're saying this is the time to really, truly make this final decision. So make sure you're making this decision. Like, make sure you're really, really using that discernment with the King and Queen of Swords. Really make sure that you are truly aligning with your head and your heart. That's why you might need to cut out the things that you need to cut out, because you can't make an aligned choice when you are out of alignment, because you're in fear and scarcity and lack and poverty. You can't make a divinely aligned choice when you're not aligned with divine. So what you got to do is, to get here, you have to accept, you have to understand, you have to release what you need to release. You have to release and eclipse. Choose what you want to eclipse in and choose what you want to eclipse out with discernment, and trust that it is already, what is already yours is already divinely orchestrated. All you're doing is aligning with it, and you will succeed. Very beautiful. When the timing is right, I'm hearing, you will know when the green light is, and when you trust when the green light goes, then go. And when you go, don't fucking stop or look back, Aries. When it's time to go, don't stop going, and do not look back in your past. Do not look back in the past of who you were. Even if you are moving forward, I'm hearing the analogy, you can only drive so far forward when you're looking in the rearview mirror. You can still move forward and see, and look a little bit in the past, but don't live back there. Bring whatever you need to bring from the past, whoever you need to go grab from the past. I'm hearing Willow. I left my consciousness in the 6th dimension, left my soul in his vision. Let's go get it out. That's what you might be doing right now. Going to get your soul. Whatever you forgot, whoever you forgot, be like, come on. If you coming, you gotta come. But if you ain't coming, you about to miss this train. And then once you miss the train, I'm not coming back for you, because I got business to do. And God said it's time. All right? And you're going to be victorious. I hope that helps. So, really beautiful. Now we're going to move into Divine Masculine, Aries. Divine Masculine, Aries. Let me get a sip of my water. All right, Divine Masculine, Aries. What is the strongest energy for the Divine Masculine Aries collective. We also have, again, this is also pretty much for everyone as well, because everyone, like I said, we are all in Saturn and Aries now, Neptune and Aries now, completely new chapters, not even chapters, books, completely new books. Okay, the movie has ended. It is now the sequel. It is the next season. All right. And now it's time, Divine Masculine, to stand in your confidence, to stand in your self-worth, to stand in your beauty in all of your facets. I'm hearing you don't have to master your craft, Aries. You just got to master your confidence, and that will change the world. Look at that. Literally, it will change the world. You will be victorious with the Six of Wands. You will be victorious. You will be recognized. Your confidence will show. And I'm hearing confidence looks good on you, boo. Okay, Divine Masculine Aries? When you step into that confidence, when you master your confidence, you will be recognized, but you will have a judgment point. There will be a pivotal point where you have to choose if you are going to allow your old self to continue living, or if you're going to let that phoenix die so it can rebirth as a new from its own ashes. That's what you'll be celebrated for. That's what, it's a long journey. It's been a long time coming, but I know, listen, we know this change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. This Knight of Pentacles, what did we say about the Knight of Pentacles? The slowest knight in the deck. But, the slowest knight in the deck. But, when it gets there, it is there for life. Aries, Divine Masculine. So yes, it may have taken you a while. You may have had to burn through your own death and ashes. You may have to kill your ego, rebirth your own soul. And it has taken a while. But you are here. Okay? So don't forget to pause and reflect when you need to with the Four of Swords. Don't forget to reflect during this moment of Mercury retrograding. Don't forget to tap into the wisdom that you also are. There is a beautiful wisdom in the Aries. Even though you are the first zodiac, which means you're like the youngest and the oldest at the same time. You're like the big sister, big brother who accidentally takes lead and doesn't, even if you didn't necessarily volunteer to be a leader, you are, because you're the big brother, big sister, right? It's your responsibility. You're responsible for your little siblings, okay? You're responsible for their mistakes too, you know? But there's also this beautiful innocence about the Aries being the first. This fool, like, oh, I don't have any other, anyone else, any kind of examples to learn after, so I'm kind of just blind leading the blind. We're just gonna do this. We just gonna do this, and we gonna trust that I'm gonna jump off this, roof, and I got wings, and gravity don't exist. And then you learn that gravity does exist, and that your wings might have broken after that, but you now learn, and that's where you find wisdom. And a lot of people think of Aries as foolish and impulsive, but really they're kind of this childish innocence of just childlike faith, right? Childlike curiosity. They don't know any better. They don't know that they could be burned if they touch the fire until they touch the fire. But we don't know this. That's cognitive behavioral development. That is how humans survive and have continued to expand, because we learn. And if you're not learning, you're dying. So, Spirit says, take action. You're going to be taking action here soon, Aries. You're going to be taking action soon. What's the strongest energy for Aries to collective, Spirit? Take action and learn to balance. With the Six of Crystals, Six of Pentacles, this is reciprocity, equal give and receive. Learning how to equally give and equally receive. I'm hearing also unconditionally, not transactionally, not I give you love, you give me love. If you don't give me love the way I want love, I'm not going to give you love. That is transactional love, and that is using love as a weapon. That is something that I'm learning that is very easy to do because we have been conditioned in this world to codependently depend on love in that way, to be conditioned by that condition. But I'm hearing, if you want love, you gon' have to go through the pain. If you want love, you gon' have to learn how to change. If you want trust, you gon' have to give some away. That's that Six of Pentacles. That's that Six of Crystals. If you want love, if you want trust, if you want love, you're going to have to learn how to change. You're going to have to go through the pain. If you want trust, you're going to have to give some away. Interdependence, Aries. That's the name of the game. Aries, you can be so independent. You be saying, I can do bad all by myself. I don't need you. And maybe it is because as being the first of the zodiac, you didn't have a choice, but to depend on yourself. You know? Maybe that is how it has felt. Maybe you're an only child, or maybe you were, or maybe you have been more emotionally independent, or maybe you have been taking care of yourself for a very long time. But what we're learning in this March, new month, new era, is Nine of Crystals, Six of Crystals, Nine of Crystals, learning how to balance an equal reciprocity of give and take, of trust, as scary as it is, of love, as scary as it is, of asking, I'm even hearing support, asking for help. As scary as it is, and also giving help. And learning the balance of not giving too much, because also people can consider Aries as selfish. So they might say, I don't want to give any help, you selfish. So then you try to overcompensate and give too much, and then you lose yourself. So learning the balance of offering and receiving comes into this interdependence, Nine of Crystals, interdependence of coming into your self-fulfillment first. Oxygen mask first, Aries Spirit is saying. Oxygen mask first. You cannot help anybody if you ain't alive to help anybody. That's why on the airplane they say, no matter what, put your oxygen mask on before you help your child or anyone else around you. I know so much we want to give, but sometimes it's okay, Aries. People may have given you a negative connotation about being selfish, but this is the time. Chiron is also in Aries, learning how to heal that wound within you. The wounded healer is Chiron, learning how to heal the wounds and then help others heal the wounds. But you can't help others heal if you are not healed. This is the message. This is the practice. Thank you, Spirit. I receive. I receive. I receive. Because you cannot give from an empty cup. Does not mean you can't, but that's why Aries Divine Feminine, you are learning to fill your own cup up first. You are learning how to receive the cup of divine love to pour into you so that it can overflow, so that you can then pour into all of your beloveds, the right people who know how to receive. Not the people who are going to take and not reciprocate, but the right people who will receive your love and pour back into your love. But you have to learn also how to give some away. You have to learn how to give some to yourself. You have to learn to use discernment. You have to learn to sometimes put the oxygen mask on your face first so you can fill and pour from a filled cup. That's the only way you can be of service in this world. Okay? Ooh. That's the only way. Look, even the Two of Cups is under that. Again, to confirm the Two of Cups for Divine Feminine. With the Divine Feminine. Okay? Thank you. Get out of your head here and into your heart, my loves. And everything will be all right. Let's see what your T formation is for the month of March. And then we're going to move into Taurus and we're going to call it a night. This 70 minutes went by so fast. All right. Ooh, this is so good, Aries. This is perfect for us. Tink, tink, tinks. He who wants the rose must respect the thorn. Let me say that again. You listening? Take your notes. He who wants the rose must respect the thorn. That's a Persian proverb. And you know what that means. You know what that means. If you want love, you gonna have to go through the pain. If you want love, you gonna have to learn how to change. If you want trust, you gonna have to give some away. I just saw 17 or 7117, okay? The reflection, the mirror, all right? You have to look in yourself if you want others to change. Look in the mirror, man in the mirror, okay? We gonna have I told you I'm gonna bust out in a concert right now in this during this intuitive channeled message, okay? I'm starting with the man in the mirror. Come on, sing with me, y'all. I'm asking him to make a change, and no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change. Wow. And that hits so freaking hard right now, does it not? Chiron in Aries. Does it not? Saturn in Aries looking at all of your karmic decisions and taking responsibility and accountability for all of the things that you have done in your life. Taking responsibility for the pain that you've caused and the pain that has also you've allowed to stay lingering in you. This is for Taurus, but that was also a message to continue. You know? You got to start with the man in the mirror. If you want to make the world a better place, if you want the rose, you have to respect the thorn. All right, Aries, love you. Love you, love you, love you, Ram Gang. Now we're moving into the Bull Gang. Okay, my Taurus. I told you I was Taurus moon. Let me just give you all my details of my natal chart now. But these are my gangs, my Bull Gang here. You have the 9 of Wands. This is, we were just talking about the wounded healer, Chiron in Aries. The 9 of Wands is the wounded warrior, Chiron energy. Okay? Don't give up. Battered, you might be battered, broken, and bruised, but show up to the arena anyway. You might be scared, peeing your pants a little bit to take that leap, to make that call, to make that choice, to end that thing, to break that cycle. You might be sweating your whole clothes off, but show up anyway. Show up anyway. Show up anyway. Show up anyway. Without the mask. This is The Power of Vulnerability by Brené Brown. Show up anyway. Braving the wilderness, okay? You are Taurus Divine Feminine. You might be scared, peeing your pants a little bit to take a leap of faith in something that is very, very, very emotionally meaningful for you. This could be love, the knight, the messenger, the knight's offering. Okay, Divine Feminine Taurus. Look at you in your head. trapped in your own mind about this love, about this offering, about this proposal, about this desire, about this relationship or what this project or this passion, whatever it is that is so emotionally moving for you. You are so in your head in March. But listen, this is the strongest energy, not this one. This is the strongest energy. But you got to get out of your head, because what you don't see is this is what's going to block you from standing in your empowerment as the emperor, building your empire. You have to be strong. Keep your head up in your heart strong, Taurus, divine feminine. Look forward. No matter what chaos is happening behind you, no matter what volcanoes are erupting around you, be strong, be firm, look forward, move ahead. No matter what pain or trauma that has tried to keep you trapped for so long, you have the choice. You have the ability. You see, she's tied up. Yeah, she's blindfolded, but she's also not stuck. She just thinks she's stuck. The swords are of the mental. She thinks she's stuck because she's not moving, because she's afraid, because it's like the elephant, the baby elephant who gets tied to a chained to a tree as a baby and grows up tied to that tree, and then you take that baby elephant off the tree, off its chains, yet it still doesn't move from the tree, because even though it knows it's free, it believes that it's still stuck. It doesn't know how to move away from the tree, because being chained to that tree is all it knows. So divine feminine Taurus, you are being told to free yourself of these mental chains, because I'm hearing God, gracious, omnipresent, divine, has cut those chains. But you get to choose. You are choosing to stay next to this tree, even though the chains are broken. You are choosing to stay in your mind and stay stuck with all these past pains. This is what we're releasing. This is the energy for March, because February has been so intense. Clearing, ending the year of the snake, shedding these old skins, shedding all these false agreements. Look, Mr. Grandma Tony Popsicle's coming into the chat saying you need to chill out. Also, it's time for dinner. But this also is someone's grandma Taurus gang. Grandma spirit when Mr. Grandma Tony comes in. So you might have a grandmother as your earth angel, guiding you, protecting you, letting you know that you are safe now, beloved, to move away from those chains. The chains have been broken. You are safe now to move forward, no matter what erupted in the background. You are safe to love. You are safe to receive love. You're safe to offer this love. Okay? I hope that helps. Let's move into divine masculine Taurus. Oh, I switched that around. There we go. Divine masculine Taurus. I'm gonna get some of my juice. Strongest energy for March. The Four of Pentacles in reverse. All right, this is called letting go. This is about letting go of what you've been holding way too tight on. I'm also hearing letting go of greed, letting go of pride, letting go of the material things that you have been believing makes you lovable or of value, of more value. And when you let go of that, when you let go of that greed, divine masculine Taurus, you let yourself free to speak. You let yourself free to express. You let yourself free to move swiftly. When you let go of the things that you've been holding on to. This is much like the divine feminine. When you let go of the things you've been holding so tightly onto, and you might have justifiable reasons to hold on to them, but when you don't let go, you don't allow yourself a beautiful merging, a beautiful union. When you do let go of your ego, of your pride, of your worldly material possessions, that's when you can finally move forward swiftly, clearly, decisively into this beautiful merging of union with yourself and or a counterpart. But it's usually both. It's usually both, with yourself first, with your energy first. This is the year, oh, look at this. This is the month of clearing I'm hearing, taking responsibility of our own energy. Taking responsibility of our own energy. Look at how beautiful this is. Because when you take responsibility of your own energy, divine masculine, Taurus, you come into literally union and happily ever after. Everything that you could possibly wish for is here for you once you let go of that pride and that ego and those material possessions of what you think you have to have in order to be enough. I'm also hearing it could be like a status, you know? Maybe you have been so identified with a certain status, like a job title or a class title or a certain kind of, maybe you've been this bachelor like player, and now you're letting go of that because you can't be a player and in union, in a divine union at the same time. It just don't work. You have to let go of all the rest of these hoes with different area codes. You have to let go of the fear of putting all your eggs in one basket. You have to let go of the fear of commitment in order to receive a committed divine partnership. So this is your choice. This is what you're learning to balance. Y'all, girl, I can't even make this up. The lovers underneath this is what you are balancing. This is what you're learning. This is what you're aligning with. You're harmonizing with this divine. This is so beautiful. Divinely orchestrated partnership. Divinely orchestrated fulfillment. Divinely orchestrated harmony within yourself. And you are going to have a lot of people trying to come at you for all of this good. Why? Because everybody wants this good. Everybody wants a divine partnership. Everybody wants to feel good. Everybody wants to have their happily ever after. And a lot of people think, if I can't get it within myself, so I'm going to have to take it from you. Why? Because we live in a space of lack. But that's what we're balancing. That's what we're harmonizing with. That's what we're aligning with our own true authentic self. And you're going to have to swipe the swipers away and stand in this. This is yours. You deserve this. You have earned this. Why? Not because you did this, that, or the other, but because you took off the mask, because you laid down your pride, because you called out your ego, and because you are not letting anyone else's judgment or fears project onto you. And that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. This is what I really like to see for the month of March, Taurus. Whew. And if you like it too, make sure you're hitting that like button on your way in or out. Taurus divine masculine, divine feminine, Taurus collective. Spirit's message for you for the month of March, the Emperor reverse. It's funny, that the Emperor is coming out reverse, and the masculine had the Four of Pentacles reversed, because the Four of Pentacles is jokingly said to be the knockoff Emperor. And so to have the Emperor in reverse now wanting to come out upright with the Ace of Crystals and the Ten of Swords, Spirit is saying, do not let anyone knock you off your throne. And if they already have, you better get yourself back up, because this is your rightful throne to sit on. Okay, Taurus? This is your rightful throne to sit on. You are the Emperor. You might be a Taurus-Aries cusp. You might be dealing with the Aries. I don't know. But it doesn't matter. This is Aries energy, Chiron energy. This is, again, Neptune clearing the illusions out for Aries to come in with new, clear clarity. And I'm also hearing Saturn creating new cycles, taking responsibility and accountability for your past and your, areas of mistakes, and choosing to do the right thing now. Choosing to take the right next step now. It's not about what you did in the past, Taurus. It's about what you're choosing to do today. That's beautiful. Six of Crystals underneath that. Of healthy, balanced, matured reciprocity, giving and receive, balancing, giving your attention, giving your emotions, offering your time and energy, and receiving, allowing yourself to receive it, And also I'm hearing demanding or commanding, or just setting that standard of, I will only receive equal reciprocity. I'm no longer available for unrequited energy, love. I'm no longer available for unavailable. Does that make sense? Yes. Ooh, I feel that. You have this beautiful new opportunity to empower yourself and build your empire, Taurus. To take the lead, to provide and protect over your empire. You know what your empire is? These four walls. This heart. Your energy is the only thing you can control. You can only control what happens in your energy field. That is the only thing you are empowered to control. So I'm hearing we're taking this month to clean up our vibrations, because we have so much beauty and blessings and abundance that are just waiting for us to align with it, to harmonize with it. But that's our choice. If we are going to align with it, if we're going to release that pride, that ego, that blame, that resentment, if we're going to heal, if we're going to get out of our own head and into our heart, and to stop trying to control everything outside of us, and only start with the man in the mirror. So, Taurus, our final message for tonight, this Tea and Tarot Tuesday. Thank you for being here with us, with me and Spirit and Mr. Grandma Tony Popsicle. One who brings happiness to others will find it. One who brings happiness to others will find it. That's beautiful. That's this energy right here. Yes, ma'am. Okay, that's this energy right here. The Emperor coming out twice with the Spirit and Divine Feminine. Okay? Be the love that you are, is what I'm hearing with this Lover's card. Okay? Be the love that you are. You are love. You don't find love. What my little brother likes to say is, you build love. What are you building in love? What are you building in this divine orchestrated? I'm hearing from the beginning of time, this has been already divinely blessed for you. Adam and Eve energy, the soul, the oneness of soul, past life love, past life love merging into this on earth as it is in heaven love. What are you doing, Taurus? How can you give that love? If you want love, you gon' have to learn how to change. If you want love, you gon' have to go through the pain. If you want trust, you gon' have to give some away. If you want love, okay? Wow. Wow. This is such a beautiful read. We are in our 90th minute. So I'm going to go ahead and close out. Thank you so much for everyone who's been here. I appreciate all your likes, everyone who's been here joining me and is here live with me tonight. This is a very beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy, and I'm here for it, honestly. Honestly, I'm so glad I did this because I had no idea what kind of energy was going to come out, because I was like, oh my gosh, I've been discovering and learning all sorts of things about myself, and we have been unleashing and rubbing off our skin, and all the masks are falling off, and we are going within, and we don't know what the hell is going on. That's why this is the time, the most important time, to choose faith over fear. And faith is believing something so hard that you don't even have to see it to know that it's true. Okay? That is, where are you at? That is this energy, Seven of Wands. Okay? You may not see this yet. That's why you still have to stand in your truth. People may try to pull you out of this love, this belief that this love is already blessed in heaven. But you have to trust. You have to believe. You have to choose every day, every minute, even when these disempowering beliefs want to come in and try to tell you everything else. You have to take control over your thoughts. You have to take power back. Take your power back, no matter what chaos around you is erupting. Ooh. You have to stand strong, stand firm, stand tall. It gets a little better. Okay? Oh, I love this. I love you. I love this. I love you, Spirit. I love me. I love it all. I'm so grateful. I love you, Tony. I love you, Grandma. And until next time, until I see you in the next moon, peace and love. Namaste. Bye.